never be queen. Instead, as the self-proclaimed Queen of Hearts, she sought to protect the person she wanted to be Britain's next king, her son William. In the process, Diana first gave new lustre to the monarchy and then brought it to its knees. Once the dust had settled, it became clear that by forcing the Windsors to connect with their people in ways they never had before, she had breathed new life into one of the world's oldest institutions. Now, as the era of Elizabeth II draws to a close, there are two queens in waiting, each poised to protect her king. Camilla, the quintessential Black Queen, hid in the shadows for decades, condemned as a scheming adulteress, denounced by the reigning monarch as that wicked, wicked woman, and blamed for the death of her rival, one of the most beloved and admired figures in the world. Biding her time and tending carefully to her image, she gradually salvaged enough of her reputation to secure a place at her prince's side and her future as the next queen. Young, gracious, smart, and stunning, the White Queen, known familiarly as just plain Kate, captured the world's imagination even before she could officially lay claim to her royal lover's heart. Although she lacked both the pedigree and the experience of the Black Queen, she also proved to be inordinately patient and a cunning survivor of royal dramas and court intrigue. By marrying her Prince Charming and bearing two heirs, the White Queen cast the fate of the monarchy far into the future, perhaps as far as the next century. Elizabeth II could rest assured that after a tumultuous 4 decades that nearly saw the collapse of the royal House of Windsor, the future was assured. Or was it? Beneath the surface, tensions mounted as the two queens in waiting protected the interests of their kings. The lackluster, benighted Prince of Wales and his wildly popular son, and their competing courts, vied for the love of the people and the power that comes with it. Elizabeth II herself was keenly aware of this delicate and potentially dangerous situation. While allowing the public to believe that she would never retire, the Queen spent months with her most trusted advisers sorting out the constitutional implications of abdication. "Nobody knows whether the Queen intends to abdicate," wrote British journalist Neil Asherson in the New York Times. More accurately, she and a tiny palace circle almost certainly do know, and have no intention of sharing their knowledge. Yet details of the Queen's secret abdication plan have in fact emerged. This meticulously crafted blueprint for transition hinges on one thing. Since Charles has no intention of renouncing his claim to the throne so that William can become the next monarch, the Queen has never even considered this option, according to palace insiders, the Prince of Wales would have to accept what amounts to a self-imposed term limit on his reign. This would enable William, who along with his wife and children is seen as offering the monarchy's best chance for survival into the 22nd century, to assume the throne before he too becomes tired and grey. The proposed time limit on Charles's reign has varied little. In exchange for the Queen agreeing to abdicate either after turning 90 or, more likely, upon the passing of her husband, Prince Philip turns 95 on June 10, 2016. Charles has tentatively agreed to stay on the throne for no more than 15 years, a reign that would, if it began tomorrow, end when Charles was well into his 80s. William could then be crowned king at a comparatively youthful 50. The Queen has not waited until she becomes a widow to share real power with her son. Over the past few years, Elizabeth II has shifted more and more of the monarch's burden to the Prince of Wales, and has made it clear that in the event that she becomes physically or mentally incapacitated, she wants Charles to wield all the authority of the sovereign as regent. In the meantime, the Black Queen and the White Queen will continue to be the most dynamic pieces on the royal chessboard. Whatever the outcome of this contest, the next Queen of England will be a commoner, the first since Anne Hyde married the future James II in 1659. But in Camilla's case, that is merely a technicality. Although she had no title, the Duchess of Cornwall was always a bona fide aristocrat, a direct descendant of William the Conqueror and the granddaughter of a baron. Kate, however, could someday lay claim to being England's first true commoner queen, in the modern sense of the word.